Evening viewer, welcome to our Globe TV. Here's breaking news. Yes, birds can fly, yeah, at least. Most of them can. Flightless birds such as penguins and ostriches have adapted to life without the need for flight. Despite this, there remains a significant gap in scientific understanding regarding the differences in wings and feathers between flightless birds and those that can fly. In a new study in the journal PNAS, scientists examined hundreds of birds in museum collections and discovered a suite of feather characteristics that all flying birds have in common. These rules provide clues as to how the dinosaur ancestors of modern birds first evolved the ability to fly and which dinosaurs were capable of flight. Not all dinosaurs evolved into birds, but all living birds are dinosaurs. Birds are members of a group of dinosaurs that survived when an asteroid hit the Earth 66 million years ago. Long before the asteroid hit, some of the members of a group of dinosaurs called Peniapatronus began to evolve feathers and the ability to fly. Members of the Peniapatron groups began to develop feathers before they were able to fly. The original purpose of feathers might have been for insulation or to attract mates. For instance, Velociraptor had feathers but it could not fly. Of course, scientists can hop in a time machine to the Cretaceous period to see whether Velociraptors could fly instead. Paleontologists rely on clues in these animals' fossilized skeletons, like the size and shape of arm, wing, bones, and wishbones, along with the shape of any preserved feathers to determine which species were capable to fly and powered flight. Yeah, for instance, the long primary feathers along the tips of birds' wings and asymmetrical in birds that can fly but symmetrical in birds that cannot. The quest for clues about dinosaur flight led to a collaboration between Zingmai O'Connor, a paleontologist at the Field Museum in Chicago, and Yusuf Kayet, a postdoctoral researcher at the Field. Yeah, Yusuf, an ornithologist, was investigating traits like the number of different types of wing feathers in relation to the length of arm bone they attach to and the degree of asymmetry in birds' flight feathers, said O'Connor, the museum associate curator of fossil reptiles who specializes in early birds. Through our collaboration, Yusuf is able to track these traits in fossils that are 160 to 120 million years old and therefore study the early evolutionary history of feathers. Kayet undertook a study of feathers of every order of living birds, examining specimens from 346 different species preserved in museums around the world. As he looked at the wings and feathers from hummingbirds and hawks, penguins and pelicans, he noticed a number of consistent traits among species that can fly. For instance, in addition to asymmetrical feathers, all the flighted birds have between 9 and 11 primary feathers. In flightless birds, the number varies widely. Penguins have more than 40, while emus have none. It is deceptively simply rule that seemingly gone unnoticed by scientists. It is really surprising that with so many styles of flight we can find in modern birds, they all share this trait of having between 9 and 11 primary feathers, says Kayet, and I was surprised that no one seems to have found this before. By applying the information about the number of primary feathers to the overall bird family tree, Kayet and O'Connor also found that it takes a long time for birds to evolve a different number of primary feathers. This trait only changes after really long periods of geologic time, says O'Connor. It takes a very long time for evolution to act on this trait and change it. BNS report, Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.